This model is very less used. Nobody used it till now, this one. Basically, this model, what will happen is, see, can you see this? Spirals. Each quadrant, there are 4 quadrants you can see here. So you will determine the objectives of your project, and you will finalize the all the requirements. Then you will evaluate those goals and the requirements. Then you will develop and test it, and you can plan for the next phase in the quarter, so last quarter. Okay, so this is the main agenda of this spiral model. But another thing is, you can observe here, every phase there is a risk analysis. Every cycle there is a risk analysis. That's the main focus in this spiral model. So there is a risk expert will be there in this risk assessment purpose. That's the main advantage here. So main key components here is risk management. So because other models there is a risk, there is no risk expert, but in this spiral model, risk expert, a separate person will be involved here. The main phases in this is, so you will determine the objectives, alternatives for development, and constraints for the portion of whole system to be developed in the current cycle. So then you will evaluate the requirements, and you will consider what are all the other alternatives. So you will identify and resolve those risks. Any constraints are there, you will identify and resolve them. So then you will start developing the third phase. So development will be started, testing can be taken care in the third phase. And fourth phase, you will prepare for the next phase. What you need to do, you will prepare that you will plan it in advance. That's all the 4 phases. So advantage of spiral model is most realistic approach for larger systems. So allows identification and resolution of risks early in the development, provides early indication of risks without much cost. Users see the system early because of rapid prototype tools. Critical high-risk functions are developed first. If more risk projects are there, you can go for this spiral model. And also, design doesn't have to be perfect, because you can analyze the risk here. Users can be closely tied to all the life cycle steps, early and frequent feedback from the users, cumulative costs assessed frequently by risk analysis person. You will do that, how much cost it will take, and frequently is keep on checking the any risks are there in the project. The problems with the spiral model is difficult to convince customer because this is uncontrollable. Requires a significant risk assessment expertise if you want to succeed with this model. So nobody used it till now, this model in the market. So nobody used it till now. But interviews, some people are asking, but nobody used it till now, this spiral model. So, and time spent for evaluating risks too large for a smaller, low risk projects also. You have to spend a lot of time there. Time spent planning, resetting objectives, doing risk analysis, prototyping may be excessive. So because a lot of time you have to spend to find out the risks, then resolutions for those risks. So this model is a very complex model. So risk assessment expertise required. Spiral may continue indefinitely, and developers must be reassigned during non-development phase activities, and maybe hard to define objectives and milestones, right? So when to use this spiral model is when creation of a prototype is appropriate, when cost and risk evaluation is more important, for medium to high risk projects, for long-term project commitment, and users are unsure of their requirements. Requirements are very complex. New product you want to develop, significant changes are expected. then you can go for the spiral model. But don't worry about this. You can ignore completely also this learning, because nobody uses this model till now